With the quarterfinals well and truly underway, it's now time to turn our attention to the potential semi-finals and hypothetical finalists. Hello guys, welcome to Daddy and the Dom. My name's Phil and today we're going to be running through the remainder of the quarterfinals which are currently in progress, picking our potential semi-finalists and seeing if anything has changed from my previous predictions. It's been a fantastic tournament so far. If you do enjoy this one, please remember to like and subscribe. We really appreciate all the help and support we've got so far. It really does help out the channel. Without further ado, let's get straight into quarterfinal number 1. So Xiao Tong versus Chris Wakelin, which is currently 12-4 at the moment, so it's only a matter of time before Xiao gets the one frame he needs to progress to the semi-finals, where he will more than likely face Ronnie O'Sullivan. Going to be his first real test, I think. Same for O'Sullivan. Both of them haven't really been tested so far. They more or less played people that caused upsets in the round before, so that's no fault of their own, and the guys that caused these upsets fully deserve to win. So I think in Xiao's case, he would have been expecting to face Kyron Wilson and possibly Mark Allen or Neil Robertson at this stage, but he's got Chris Wakelin. Chris Wakelin performed really well in the last 2 rounds, punching above his weight, looks really comfortable at the venue. Unfortunately, he's going to go out in this round, but Xiao Tong will probably take a maximum of 3 frames to get this one done, and he'll go on to face more likely Ronnie O'Sullivan. It'd be a fantastic achievement for him. I know there's some controversy about him coming back from his ban. It's time for him to have a clean slate and start making some more positive headlines. Ronnie O'Sullivan versus Xiao. Both guys came through relatively unscathed in the first round. Simple enough first matches of the tournament for both. They then both faced off against unseeded opponents that qualified and caused an upset in round 1. So again, especially for Ronnie, it was a bit of a cakewalk the first 2 games. Not so much for C, because Ben Wollaston did push him quite close in that second round match, although he was always ahead and no worse than level. I think he got to possibly 8 or at one stage, but he came through, he got over the line. And it's worked out really well for Ronnie, because he would have been expecting to face Mark Selby at this point. He's got Xiao, who again is no pushover, but it's not someone that can really punish him in one visit. Makes a few mistakes here and there. Ronnie's playing well, but he's also making some mistakes. He just hasn't been punished yet. So at 6-2 up, Ronnie's hard enough to play against anyway, but with a lead, it's almost impossible. So I think he's going to get this one done. He won't do it inside of this session. They'll have to come back for the third session, but I can see him being on around the 10 or 11 mark going into the last session. And he'll get this one done fairly comfortable. Go on to face Xiao Tong, where they both face their first real test of the tournament. John Higgins versus Mark Williams next, and this one's finally poised at 8-all. Fantastic battle so far. Hasn't been the most free-flowing at times, but both are very experienced, both wily characters, and both know how to grind out results. Been doing it for the best part of a quarter century and look like there seems to be no sign of stopping them at the moment. I did question both of their stamina when we get to this stage, but the fact is we're going to have one of them in the semi-finals, and it's going to be well justified. John Higgins came through a battle against Xiao Guodong in the last round. Thoroughly deserved to get through, especially after the emotional week he went through in the run-up to this tournament. I think this could go either way, but I'm going to give advantage to John here. So it's 8-all. He's always had the lead at this point, although Mark has come back at him. I think John does have the more rounded game, and he is in the better form running into the tournament. So I'm going to say that John just edges this one, might even go all the way to 13-12, but he'll get it done no worse than 13-11. Fantastic match, fantastic advert for snooker. And finally, Luca Brecel versus Judd Trump. It's 5-3 to Trump at the moment. Could have been worse, but it's 5-3. It's still a lead for Judd, and Judd with a lead, it's not looking good for Luca, is it? Although I did question Luca very heavily going into this, his attitude, his commitment. His performances haven't been great since winning it almost 2 years ago, but he's found some of his form. He's rekindled himself slightly. He is that sort of player. He can get streaky. He does go for it. So when it doesn't go right for you, playing like that, it can get messy. When everything goes in, it's obviously amazing to watch up there with O'Sullivan. I think if both are on top form, this is going to be the best game to watch. But I just feel Luca Brecel's run his race now. He has done well to get this far, but I just feel this is Judd's year and there's nothing that's going to stop him. I see Judd getting this done, possibly like 13-8, and making his way through where he'll face John Higgins in the semi-final. So taking a look at those semi-finals now, and it's virtually the same as my last video, except John Higgins replaces Xiao Guodong now. I don't see too much difference in the overall outcome, but I will run through both semi-finals briefly now. So Xiao Xingtong versus Ronnie O'Sullivan. As I've said several times in this video, it's going to be their first stern test for either at this stage. I am a bit worried about my prediction of Xingtong beating Ronnie now, having seen the way Ronnie's been playing, but I do fancy Xiao is going to put him under a lot more pressure than the guys have previously, and I think there will be 1 or 2 errors. Although if anyone's going to come back after 4 months off and win it, it will be Ronnie. Obviously, he's the best player that's ever existed. I have no hard feelings at all if he went and won and was the standalone champion with the most wins. But I do just feel Xiao Xingtong will have his number in this one, although it will be close. And in the other one, I think John Higgins will suffer the same fate that I predicted for Xiao Guodong, which would be Trump to come through. It'll be a decent game, but I think Judd will just run away with it towards the later sessions. Session 3 and 4 will just be too much for John to keep up with him. So that will give us a Xingtong versus Judd final, and I fully expect Judd to win, just like I predicted in previous videos. Just as a caveat, if Ronnie does get there, it might change my prediction for the final, because I'd have gone against him every round so far. Something would have to give, but only Ronnie O'Sullivan can stop Judd. But I do believe Xingtong will knock Ronnie out in the semi-finals. And that's my prediction that Judd Trump will go on to lift his second World Championship.